Ready? So I'll stand, pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Let's get a roll call of the members present, please.
Councilmember Whitten?
I'm here.
Councilmember Grant? Present. Councilmember Jessen?
Here.
Councilmember Larson? Councilmember Paparad?
Here.
Councilmember Rivas? And Councilmember Sims?
Present.
5 present.
I think Jeremy is close, and I think that Jeff is about 15, 20 minutes out. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Let's jump here a little bit, because I know Mr. Hollenbeck had another engagement tonight, so I told him we'd take West Porter Township Fire first.
Good evening.
How's it going, man?
Good. Thank you for accommodating our schedule. With me is Chuck Murray, who's the chairman of the governing board of the West Porter Township Fire Protection District. We are before you tonight because our governing board is entirely appointed by the Board of County Commissioners, which means that under statute, the county council then reviews and approves the budget. The West Porter Township Fire Protection District, if you're not familiar with it, is the governmental entity that in conjunction with the town of Winfield and Winfield Township in Lake County provides funding for the Lake of the Four Seasons Volunteer Fire Force that provides fire protection on the Porter and Lake County sides of Lake of the Four Seasons. Their budget goes, almost 90% of it goes to the contract we enter into every year with the volunteer fire force to provide fire protection. We also have a cumulative fund that we use to, again, participate with Winfield and Winfield Township to buy fire equipment and apparatus and clothing for the firefighters. We'll have and our budget is proposed before you at the 3.5 growth factor.
All right, so you guys have the budget in front of you. 128.8 is the general, and 79.9 is the cum. What's your pleasure?
Those are approved.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Ladies?
Good evening.
It's hard for me to believe it's been 10 years since I was sitting.
I'm
Seems like just yesterday.
You look like just like you did before.
All right, so let's kick on over to Highway.
We went on the border.
And for Jeff and Jeremy, I pulled West Fire, West Porter Fire. We did that first. All right, so we've got local roads, 1169, requested budget of 1625. What's your pleasure?
Those are approved.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any discussion on this one?
Went down?
We're down.
Both of them went down. My heart beats still.
Is this the one where you're buying that piece of equipment, or is that on down the road?
That's down the road.
Okay.
Any other questions?
A motion?
We have a motion and a second already. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Let's talk about 1176 Highway Fund. Also down 5757150. What's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Any discussion on this one? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Overweight vehicle fund, stays the same. What's your pleasure?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And the last is our max grant.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second at the million.
I got one question.
Yes,
We
go ahead.
got any major moves left, or is it all gone?
All gone.
All right. I tried.
Last bid he spent on that shirt for Jim.
This was $12 at Kohl's on it.
That's all we had left.
You got your money's worth.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. This is the highway.
We were probably the last county to have major moves money.
Probably.
Everybody spent it.
Do you want to mention about that equipment you're purchasing?
Oh, yeah, we're trying to purchase the last piece of the chip and seal. We want to purchase a sheep's foot roller. We had an old backhoe that was in need of repair. We traded in, and they're willing to take the rental fee off of the rent that we paid all summer. We've taken it off the original purchase price, so we've knocked it down to $25,500 as of right now, from $49,500. So
You do good bargain.
if we keep renting it, we'll buy it by the middle of next summer.
Any other questions? I think that's it for highway, right?
That's it.
Sounds good to me.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Roads are looking awesome.
Let's go to stormwater.
They're going down to...
Hey, guys.
Hello.
So, on stormwater, we've got a proposed budget of 3597165. What's your pleasure?
Make the motion.
A motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Unsafe building.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion?
Yeah, can we get just an update on where we've had movement in that over the last couple of months for sure? And want to give everyone an update on what we've done and what's still pending to be demolished and...
Sure. Last hearing officer meeting we had, I believe we had 6 structures in front. With that, there are 2 down. 2 that we know of that the parcel owners are in the process of tearing them down themselves, whether they got contracts out or demolition permits out. I know one of them for sure was. There's one we're going back and having to do a few things with notifications on it. So, but we have 6 pretty much underway for going down. We have another 5 structures and 1 property maintenance issue that is going to be in front of the hearing officer come November. So all in all, we probably have about a dozen structures.
that are on the list.
Yes.
And total of 3 that are down at present.
Correct. A couple of them did it immediately after they received the notification from the attorney that we have scheduled a hearing officer meeting with them.
We're happy that they...
Progress.
Yes.
Down is down.
Any comments or questions?
Do we have a stable funding source for this now?
I'm going to say yes. It's based off of the building permit fees. A certain amount of money from building permit fees goes towards unsafe buildings.
Is the reduction that you have on here, Bob, is it because you streamlined some of that stuff, or we just don't see that many buildings coming up this year, or?
Part of it is under the understanding that this fall, we've got a number of structures going down, kind of estimating what we feel is going to be coming out of it this year and everything, and it's projection.
Yeah, we appreciate you trying to save money on those things, that's for sure.
All right, so all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. You make a good point. Planning Commission, 1180.
We missed one.
Drain maintenance,
We missed one?
700.
Minutes
was the 11, yeah, why is that, are we out of order here?
Yeah, 2,700 was the drain maintenance,
Yeah, but I wasn't, what's the plan commission 1180?
that's the one
That's,
We got a
right down the road.
Yeah, it's just behind it.
All right, well,
We can handle that one right now.
oh, here we go, 1180. All right. What's your pleasure with 1180?
Want a motion?
Second.
Motion at 828, 413.
It went up 50,000,
That's what we want a discussion on that.
Yep. let's have
so
discussion.
software,
Get your-
software rental fees went up $45,000.
The maintenance agreement has gone up, yes. Software, we are looking at that. We are in the process of discussing now of going forward with new building permit software up there that's with the software solutions company that also integrates this with GIS. On that, we are looking at that because it also offers the ability for us to have builders go in and actually have accounts where they can review and see their permits at, and looking at possibly adding on a feature too that credit cards could be used to make payments.
Is this one time?
It's just a one-time.
And this fund can sustain that, obviously.
Well, is this coming out of building fees?
Yes.
No general fund?
No.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Drain maintenance. Pleasant.
I'll second to get to the discussion. Is this the ditch fund you're trying to get rid of? Is that
Yes.
the ditch funds that are going away,
Correct.
and that's why it's going down?
Correct.
I'm fine.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Hume Bridge, 1135.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'd like to ask,
Motion is second on the floor, Sylvia.
yes, thank you, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How much was the consulting fee for it? I guess you're getting assistant engineer? Is that what you're replacing the consultant fee? You're getting a full-time employee?
Are we discussing that at this time? I guess I can answer if you would like on that.
She asked the question, answer it.
Okay. Yes, we are requesting an assistant county engineer to do that, to help all three sections across, whether it's highway engineering with bridges, with the plan commission, and also with stormwater on that. Probably the one item we want to bring back home to the county with our staff is the development section on that. We currently have consultants that we pay considerable amount of money out to consultants for the purposes of review on that, and we want to bring that back in to have it as staff, to keep the money internally as far as that goes. And we feel with all of the work we're doing, there's a lot more pride internally with doing the work and with staff.
And the other, if I may, the other piece of that is not just the review process to make sure the projects are meeting our engineering standards, but then also when those projects are being built, that the public infrastructure, the roads, the storm sewers are going in how they should be going in, so we don't have to come back 5, 10, 20 years later and fix that at 6 times the cost to the taxpayer, making sure that the developer is putting in correctly at their cost. So that would be that role of that assistant.
You're getting a PE, you're getting another PE or just a regular engineer?
We are actually looking for a PE with experience in municipal engineering.
Will be offset by the consultant's cost going down,
Correct.
so it'll be a wash.
That's
They will come out ahead.
Correct. That is our goal, yes.
Is that why the salaries line item has gone up, 55.8 to 63.6?
It's in the Plan Commission.
In the Cume Bridge.
And the Cume Bridge, yes. With the Cume Bridge, the proposal is that the director position and also the assistant engineer position that we're discussing is split three ways. Mine, basically, because I have to oversee everything that's going through contracts, budgeting, funding on that, and all of the sections on that. And the intent also is that the assistant county engineer will be reviewing engineering that's involved in every three sections. So that's, yes.
Any other questions?
Have you advertised yet?
No.
Have we established the salary?
We're, on this situation, since it's the assistant county engineer, we are looking at $100,000 to get a good PE in, with experience,
You're going to be a PE with 5 years at least.
at least. It's the intent.
Preferably more.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Stormwater Construction Fund 4802.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Nice job.
EMA. All right. Start with the EMA General Fund. Looks like it's gone up a little bit.
It has, yes, sir.
County membership.
Yeah, the county membership, prior to my beginning, my tenure here, the county bore the sole cost of maintenance and repairs on the District 1 equipment that's housed at EMA. Since that time, we established a District 1 fund, which you'll see a budget for in here, but also got the other EMA directors in the other 4 counties to each pitch in $3,000. We created a non-reverting fund that money goes into in order to pay for maintenance and repairs. So the $3,000 that you see there is Porter County's contribution to that. So we were paying $3,000 rather than maybe being responsible possibly for $15,000. So it's actually been a cost savings to the county.
What about the other equipment request of $12,000?
Yes, sir. That's for 2 different things. One, we need a forklift. Over at EMA, we have a lot of items, pallets of sandbags and different equipment that we put up on the shelving that's there. The garage has a forklift, but it doesn't have a high enough reach to be able to reach to the top shelf, so it's become a safety hazard where we can't, either we don't pile anything on that shelf or somebody would have to climb up there in order to get the equipment down. So what we're looking to do is do a lease-to-own deal on a forklift so that we can use that in order to put equipment up and down in order to, if we have a flood or we have some type of an emergency and we need to get things down, we can get those down so we can get them loaded into a trailer. So that's the $10,000. We've kept a stock of MREs, meals ready to eat, in the event of a catastrophe and we have to feed emergency workers. As you know, those, you have probably a 5 to 7 year shelf life on those. Those have been expired for at least 3 years now. There's a new product out there called Smart Meals. So it's the equivalent of an MRE, but their shelf life is 25 years. So my goal would be to purchase, they come in a big package or pallet, $2,500 worth of this. They'll be good for the next 25 years. If we do have something happen, they're good for that amount of time. Otherwise, we need to replace the MREs, and it's not as cost-effective, and then you're having to watch the shelf life on those items. So that would take care of till we're all retired.
Is this going to be, is this like a turkey dinner?
No, they're...
Add water to it?
Yeah, they're Twinkies. They're fried Twinkies.
Put water in it?
But they're a package, almost like a Zatarain's
I'm wondering
type.
how people are going to enjoy eating that.
Yeah, well, when you're a firefighter, you're a cop, and you're hungry enough, you're gonna eat, so. But, the MREs have a really, really high calorie content.
Hold on a second.
And these have much lower, so.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I had a question on the forklift. Has the commissioner said anything about this lease agreement? Have you talked to anyone about that?
We did present it when we were presenting the budget, and they were
Are you
aware.
guys planning on selling the other one that you have? And
We don't have one, the garage has one, and we have to drive down and borrow it and drive it up the street in order to use it, so.
So how much is a forklift? All right.
Well, if you bought a new one, it could be $29,000. This would be the least one. In fact, I've got a quote for one here.
Is it because the mast hits the ceiling before it gets on the shelf?
you guys only have they only have a double mast, Bob, in the garage, and the shelf height they have to have the 196 inch.
Right, but does the mast hit the ceiling before you get it on the
No, it
shelf?
does not, It's,
Scott,
So you just don't have
the
enough-
commissioners have reviewed this requested lease to purchase?
Yeah.
And they're in favor of it?
That was I believe it ended up being presented as the lease purchase over time.
yes, sir.
And that was the goal of trying to smooth it out over time, given the amount of use and the longevity, instead of having the capital expense.
Total price was $25,729, so this spreads that cost out.
Over 2 years?
You can go 2, or you can extend it to 4 or 5. The 4-year gets us to around $7,300 a year, if you calculate that out. If you go to the 2-year, it's $13,776 a year.
What's the intention? How many
You got
years?
12.5 budgeted with your
Yeah,
plan.
my guess would be we would go with the 4-year, which would get us a little bit under and save a little money, too, on the yearly budget. So we put 10 in there because we weren't sure which way the council would want to
Do you
go.
know what the interest cost is on that unit? It sounds like it's pretty expensive if we're talking.
Yeah, I could find out. And you know what, it's,
Maybe better than a one-time purchase or something. What do you think, Dan?
But this is all on,
Maybe better than a one-time
It's gonna-
purchase than paying interest on something like that.
Maybe.
Smaller purchase.
just going to be a big bang on the general fund, though.
Yeah.
We spread it out a little bit, it's not quite a big hit on the fund.
that's what we were trying to spread it out, so
Yeah.
it wasn't so much.
Good.
One of the things, yeah, and I know where Jeff's going with this, so maybe when we get to the end of the budget sessions here, before we get to third reading, we start talking about some of these capital purchases, maybe we do want to bring this back up and look at other options.
I'll make a motion, drop it to $10,000, that gives them enough for the MREs and some latitude, because we're going to lose sight of this by third reading.
Right.
So drop the other equipment down to 10,000?
Yeah, that leaves them room for the MREs, or the spaghetti dinners, or whatever, turkey dinners, whatever. It still has enough room. I'd rather spread the payments out. I mean, the interest rate ain't gonna be that high anyway.
Okay.
See, that we bang the general fund, and then at third reading, we'll end up cutting it anyway.
Well, the thought was that along the path here, if we come across any capital purchases, that we might be better off to buy outright, such as election equipment, to free up
Well, I
out of some.
don't disagree, but
So
we
it's
don't,
just a thought. I mean,
where's the cash coming from? That's what I'm saying, you know.
There's a couple places.
Well, I know. Commissioners.
We ain't done yet, Pop.
Recorded perpetuation.
I know.
But am I to understand?
It's a microfilm up there.
You're thinking that 10,000 over the 4-year period per year is going to satisfy this agreement, is what you're saying, right?
7,300, you said.
Yeah.
73 times 4, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 73 times 4 if we
Right.
went the 4-year.
Yeah.
So
So we're looking at 29,200 roughly for the purchase price versus 25,000.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Juice costs money. Propane or electric, or what are you getting? Propane, electric, what? Forklift, diesel, propane?
propane.
Okay.
Sylvia, did you have more?
Yes, if I remembered right, in uniform and clothing, we bumped it up last year because you guys, I think you purchased,
Ballistic vests, yes.
right. So can we bump that down a little bit
We
this year?
we can, I'll have to bump it back up when those vests expire, so that was the only reason we didn't pull it back out. So
How long are they good?
they're usually 4 to 5 years.
That was one thing we asked the
Yeah.
sheriff's department, how many vests are we buying in that room?
For mine, it's 2, yes.
This is 2.
Yes.
So they're not going to expire in 2020?
No, so we could take that down if we need to.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what should we take that down to? We take what were the vests?
What is the other
What was the
thing?
cost of the vests?
I believe it was about 2,000, somewhere in them.
So let's take that number down to 1,500.
And I had another,
You got that, Vicki?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go on, Sonia.
I'm sorry, promotional item.
Yes.
What is that about?
What we're trying to do is we put on classes or talks for the citizens, and an example is, we may talk to them about if you're driving and there's a flood and you get stuck in your car, how do you get out? And so what we were looking to do is purchase these hammers that would smash the glass, or you could cut a seat belt, and then it would also have emergency management logo and information on there. And so that gives us something to give out, but also as a reminder to them about what they were taught. So that'd be one example.
How many talks a year? I mean, you know,
Well, we're hoping to do a lot, and we've just done, we did a train-the-trainer course for CERT, which is the Citizens Emergency Response Team. As we do those, normally the agency gives out backpacks with different tools that are within the class that we teach them how to use. Then if there's a disaster and emergency services can't get to them, they help their neighborhood shut off gas, do different things until, because it may be days before emergency services crews can arrive. So that's another thing that we'd be able to buy in order to kind of fulfill that. We do have some backpacks left, but as those are given out, we're going to need to replenish some of that, so.
You want me to bring mine back?
All right, what's the number right
You're not
now?
using it.
Then, Lance, if I could ask.
Yes, sir.
Under the training and education, as we look at that, as budget was 5,000 this year, proposing 5,000 next year, and then as I look back at 18, it was more like we spent 1,800, and then so far this year, it's only been $275.
Yeah.
Do we have bills coming in, or do we have big plans for 2020, or?
Well, here's what's been occurring. There's been a lot of trainings I wanted to or needed to go to, but because of trying to fix issues with the agency, I haven't been able to go. And so I've left that in there in hopes that next year we can and the deputy can go to
Why don't
several
we take it
trainings.
down a little bit? Because
Okay.
history tells us that's probably, maybe we can take it down to a couple of grand.
sounds good.
2,500?
And that's not something we can't review again.
Right.
Okay, absolutely.
So take that down.
What line item was that?
Training and ed.
Training and ed, 31,300.
Take it
So,
down, but
yeah.
again,
500.
Not discouraging from.
No, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
We just have-
Bob, our understanding is the other equipment's down to 10,000?
Is that
Yes.
10?
Another one,
So what is our number right now, Vicki?
3,300.
$291,085, but I have a question. What are we doing with the county membership increase?
That's the one that we have to pay in order to,
That's-
that's actually saving us money in the long run.
So you want us to put that in, the county membership? That's an increase?
I have a question on.
Yeah, put it back in.
Okay, so it's $294,085.
Go ahead.
So 294 and 85.
And there are two other categories I can speak to as far as increase. I'm sorry.
Right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The water and sewage, that bill's just gone up. Part of it is, I don't think they were ever washing the apparatus, cleaning the floors before. We're doing that now, so that just in turn went up. Copier maintenance, when we originally purchased the copiers, they never included the maintenance for that copier onto our budget. At the end of last year, we found out we have to pay for that, so that was put in there, and it was never in there before.
Okay,
And let's, just while we're at it, can you speak to the telephone, Lance? Where it looks like 18 was 3,300 usage, so far this year 1,800.
Yeah, that is for cell phones, and then it's also for our hotspots for getting internet in the command truck. I'll look at that, maybe we can
Just whether there's
pull that down. I
something
think
different for next year,
yeah.
or if it's the same that we're
Because
currently using.
those are pretty steady, so I can look at that and give you an exact
We want to
figure.
bring that down to?
yeah, what
Can
did we
we knock 1,800 off of that, Lance, and get it down to 3,000?
I think so,
Let's take that down to 3,
3.
Vicki. Now what's our number? 290,
Our Are we reinstating the increase for water and sewage
Yes.
and? Yes?
Copier.
And maintenance agreements?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're up to $292,975.
Anything else, guys?
Make the motion on that number.
Motion is second, 292,975.
What was the decision on promotional items?
We left it.
Loved it.
What was that?
It's your pleasure. Do we need to amend our motion, or are you good with it in there?
I thought we left it.
I bet so, too.
I'd like to ask, I mean, how many are you buying? Of course, the more you buy, the cheaper they get.
Sure.
Then our total's going to be 293.
Could we lower that just a little bit?
I mean, if we have to, we will. We haven't had it before. But as we're teaching these classes, we've had nothing to give out, you know. And those serve bags and different things are going to dry up, and we're not going to have any. And then when we...
Let's just leave it in there and stick it 293,975 as a motion second. Can you put that new number? 293,975.
Lance, you're doing a great job.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Misconstrue my vote here. I'm just following pattern through second reading.
Oh,
You're going to vote no.
you can't wait for the vote to telegraph your vote? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
EMA hazardous substance. $40,000, what's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? District 1 Task 4 Fund, $31,000. What's your pleasure?
Move.
Is there a motion and a
Move.
second? We have a motion and a second on the floor, discussion.
Is that the column on that $1,000 for that gas and fuel? We just hadn't had anything in there, Lance? Is that was?
That's correct. And this isn't even our money. This is the District 1 money from them pitching in. But we did not have any money in there for fuel, and we recognized last year we needed something in there.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Emergency planning,
Motion.
Second.
motion is second at $18,000. Excuse me, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lance.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
Thank
flexible.
Surveyor.
Good evening.
Good evening. So we've got the surveyor's general fund budget, which is a little bit, not much, but at 209,863. What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion.
Second. We have a motion in a couple of seconds. Discussion?
Yeah, remind me what the party chief is again.
Yeah, I was going to say, we found a party chief.
We're working on it.
Working on it. It's not filled?
No, I actually have interviewed a couple of people that opted not to take it. I'm looking for people with a lot of experience, but I'm offering a lot less than another department to fill the role.
Say that again?
The salary is between $55,000 and $57,000. But my requirement is a lot of experience, preferably a licensed land surveyor. And it's a tough role to fill, but I've got another interview coming up Thursday night.
How long has that been vacant?
We created it
Yes.
in July.
Kevin, repeat that salary range to me again?
$55,000 to $57,000.
So actually, what you're proposing here, if that position is filled, will you have the salary, you won't have enough in the salary budget?
I will, because it's supplemented by section court perpetuation at your insistence.
Okay.
So I took the old salary of another party chief and added to it, so.
That's the 15,470
Is
that's
that where
in
the
the other?
15,470 came from?
Yes.
Gotcha.
How much is in that surveyor's perpetuation fund, Vicki? I'm sorry, Dan, we're jumping ahead.
Yeah, let's,
I'll make
you want to know?
Well, no, I mean, we
Look at
gotta, we
What's the
gotta,
perpetuation fund?
$122,358.
And currently, I'm in the process of buying a third vehicle to replace a 2000 van, so that'll be about $35,000 out of that. I've got equipment, data processing equipment that was delivered, that I've got another $6,500 in, part-time salaries later this year. The list just goes on. And I'm in the process of trying to buy more private land surveyor records, so,
So you got 3 people in the office right now?
yeah. And I've got 2 to 4 part-timers, depending on the students, if they have time to come in.
What's your expense, do you think, from the remainder of the year, Kevin? Do you have any idea?
As far as,
What's your total to the perpetuation fund, what do you think it's gonna be? You got $122,000 in there.
I'll probably end up somewhere around 40 or 50 by the end of the year with all the other things I'm doing. Everything works out.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the floor, as proposed, 29863. Any further discussion on that one? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Surveyor's perpetuation, 145,764.
what's that, is that, Vicki, can you pull that back up? Is that 12,000 that came in, is that for the year?
The surveyor's perpetuation?
Yeah.
That's a monthly,
Yeah, that's just
approximately.
monthly.
It varies depending on how much people are recording. So if we see a downturn in the economy, that could reduce.
So
And that's why I'm pretty conservative with this.
I was gonna say 12,000, though, that's the entire budget then, right? 144,000 would be 12,000.
Approximately, yeah.
What's your pleasure with this? Let's get a motion, second on the floor.
Move to approve.
A motion and a second on the floor. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Have a good evening. Parks. General fund.
Salaries are going up.
So you're proposing a higher hourly, higher salaries. Is that it? Oh, higher on building and structures.
Well, I thought we were gonna hold the line on salaries till the end.
We are.
Right.
So that number needs to be back to, the salary number needs to go back.
No.
So you took everything back to,
Yeah, we took everything back,
2019.
but if you see a difference between 2019 and 2020, it's because of, there was, 144 change.
So if we went off of what we, all things remaining equal, any increases we did throughout the year with the 144 change, what is being proposed in front of us here with respect to the requested budgets, hourly 204, 144, salary 22505, are you saying that's what it would be? We increased his hourly throughout the
Yeah,
year?
did.
No, the hour,
No,
That doesn't make any sense to me.
he's asking for an increase in hourly.
Yeah.
So that's taken out?
No,
too?
the salary line item, what Bob was asking about, is it went from 215,000 to 220 because there was a change to the 144 that was made.
All right, so
we're
that answers,
sticking with the
that part of the answer is yes. With respect to the hourly, that's a straight-up increase request of 40-some thousand.
Correct.
Okay. Why the hourly increase?
the park board is trying to focus additional resources on operations and maintenance. So this would be giving us the ability to hire more part-time maintenance staff, and then the other increase is in building maintenance and repair, which covers most of our operational costs.
Okay.
How much is left in that account now?
You talking about his general fund account?
Yeah, the hourly.
Yeah,
She wants
just the
to-
hourly.
I'm assuming the hourly.
Pull that up, Vicki, please.
Yeah, we're good now.
I'll be doing that.
Got any Bitcoin?
So, in hourly, you have $41,099 left out of the appropriation of $161,224.
Yeah, we should be right at approximately 75% of our
Oh.
budget expended with this next pay period.
So how many people are you talking about that would you bring on hourly?
So we have 6 part-time maintenance staff, and I have 4 part-time program staff. So we would be looking to add probably 2 or 3, depending on what range they would be in, to the maintenance staff.
And that's just purely to supplement the same exact things that we've been doing and...
Correct. So there's a significant amount of deferred maintenance that we have that often we don't get to. It's a combination of things. One is the business is growing, everything from our regular programs and park visitation to rentals in particular. And then it's all of the special kind of projects that we've been wanting to do for a while. Sometimes when our guys have the opportunity, it means they take a day to do something.
How's that? Let's look at that, I'm
Do you
just
mean the
curious.
fund balance or the
Yeah.
appropriation? Okay.
I want to see what.
Yeah.
So,
11,200.
79.
What?
11,200 to fund. I was just getting ready to ask that question.
So the fund balance in 1179 is 56,371.
No, I'm more concerned about is hourly in the park operating, 1120 line item.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Because you got $73,000 in hourly in that fund, too.
Correct.
So we're looking at $230,000 roughly in hourly. All part-time?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, and if you recall, a couple of years ago, one of the transitions we made was the general fund that focuses on our operations and fixed costs. So our part-time, hourly, and the general fund side, those are all of our operations and maintenance staff. If it's on the non-reverting side, those are some of the program and my rental coordinator and PR coordinator are coming out of there.
Do we have a motion on this general fund request? Can I get a motion?
Motion.
There's a motion.
Second.
And a second.
And it's going up 68,000?
Vicki, what's the red?
Request is-
What's the 242?
Why don't we,
Let's not.
Wetland,
yeah,
and if
just-
you really need.
Ignore
We
that.
don't, we're not putting in budget, projections for,
So,
it'll be a,
okay.
no number.
Discussion on this?
Rick,
Hello.
discussion away.
But to be consistent, we have to take the hourly,
That's right.
that out of it to start,
Right.
right? The additional hourly.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be out.
That's the first thing.
And the 20,000 for the,
Doesn't mean it's not coming back,
Understood.
doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
coming back.
the building and structures R&M, what's R&M?
Maintenance
Repair
and
and
repairs?
maintenance?
Yeah.
Going up 20,000?
Yeah, correct. We'd like that much.
Or
I'm sorry?
do you have like a maintenance program lined up, what you're going to use that for?
Yes, as part of the master plan 2 years ago, we have a capital improvement program, so that's everything from fixing picnic benches to repairing and constructing new elements on the playground at Sunset, things of that nature.
That shows,
How much is
Walter,
that
that
now?
so far, you budgeted in 1940, if I'm reading this right, 40,000, and you've spent 29,000?
Correct, that sounds about right, yeah.
So that's what,
So would you anticipate by the end of the year that you'd spend that 40,000 that was budgeted for this year?
Yes, absolutely. Our practice has always been to leave some room at the end of the year. We seem to have this wonderful history of something always breaking in October or November. So we try to leave a little bit of cash in there, and then if we don't have that problem where something doesn't cause an issue, then we have a few dollars to actually finish up a project at the end of the year.
I wonder if we shouldn't take it back to 40, and if he has a problem, he can come back and see us.
Yeah, or if you have a specific plan in place that's going to spend 60 grand, then that would be something, but...
Roll it back,
Not
Vicki,
bad.
to 40. Give us the number with those two rollbacks.
Yeah, we already rolled it back.
So what's the number? Just want to make sure we're looking at the right thing.
Mr. President?
We're rolling back maintenance agreements also, right?
What's the story on that?
1,500.
Yeah. Your maintenance agreements went up, that's not much.
No, that's just our copier. That's the only thing that we pay out of that line item.
So you do want the maintenance increase?
Yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, no, wait.
With that
Let's
increase.
get this out of the way, I want to talk about, I want to expand the discussion.
533,259.
What's the other increase?
Copier went up.
Yeah, but it didn't go,
Didn't go
$3,000, $6,000.
$6,000 almost. Was that 6,000?
A part of it's
Salary.
5,000 salary.
But that-
Oh, that's that Form 144 change, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we did do that, you're right. Okay, so the new number is 533,259.
Yes.
What does the motion and second want to do with this?
And then I'll amend my motion to the 533,250.
I'll also amend mine.
Second concurs. All right, Bob, did you have some other questions?
I'll wait till we get to the,
All in favor of 533,259, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Perpetuation fund.
operating,
Technically,
we have parks operating, Mr. President?
It didn't.
we approved the increase
That's all right.
in the middle of the year.
That's all right.
Your attempt to be consistent is inconsistent.
Are we in parks operating?
Yeah. Parks operating.
Walter? Yes. Question, please. You have $230,000 approximately an hourly,
Correct,
all for part-time people.
correct.
Has it ever come up about maybe 3 full-timers?
That's exactly what I was.
Yeah, but then you conjure up things like insurance.
Well, yeah, I didn't say it was a good idea, I'm just saying it's an idea.
Yes, we have gone back and forth over the years, and the process that we've settled on, at the end of the day, has less overall cost for the county, and the tasks that we're trying to accomplish with those staff and personnel lend themselves to being either A, younger folks who aren't going to stick around for more than 2 or 3 years, or quite frankly, on our maintenance and operations side, they're retirees or semi-retirees who love having 6-hour days and they're gone at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Summer work and weekends probably, and those.
Some of them, yeah. I mean, that's the way that it's
How
done.
many hours are we talking about a week for part-time?
So again, I've got 6 maintenance guys at 29 hours a week, and then currently we're slated for 4. I have one that we're filling right now on the program side. So 10 part-time positions.
So are all 10 getting 29 hours a week?
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
300 hours a week,
I'm sorry?
300 man-hours.
Correct. Yep.
So what's your pleasure with this budget? Request is 228,517.
Is the 77,180, 118 the real number, or is that requested, Vicki? Did we get any additionals in there?
He's requesting an increase.
Well, yeah, but did we do any additionals out of that?
No.
I'll make the motion, make it 73,464, and
That reduces the FICA again also.
everything falls.
Just make your motion 226,584
Yep.
all day.
Yep.
There's a motion,
Motion second.
second it. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
See you later.
Have a good night.
Recycling.
You did do a great job.
It's you. You're a cyclist. Is this a new lady?
Well,
Is this a new
they
lady?
went up, that's Dawn, no, this is Dawn.
No.
Hi.
Good evening.
Welcome.
So it looks like we've got hourly up a shade. It's,
That is
Yeah.
because of our Portage compost site that opened this year, and it was only open for part of the year, so it needs to go up for next year to include the full season.
Is that something we added this year already, or no?
It was
think so.
in the budget for this year on a shorter basis for the season.
Gotcha.
This might be
So
one
it's
of
part
those,
of it.
and it's not general fund, but this may be one of those mandated increases we just have to deal with along.
Just a
the way.
$20, $20 a year deal?
Right.
All right, so the request is 1476306. Let's get a motion of some sort.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second.
No impact on the general fund, Vicki,
No.
correct?
Correct.
No.
Sylvia, this is your thing. Do you have any comments on this? You okay with it?
I am,
Okay.
because.
Good enough for me, Sil. Good enough for me.
Does the recycling board approve this before it's submitted?
Yes, they did yesterday.
You voted on this?
Yes.
So you gotta vote yes.
Very even killed.
Be consistent. You gotta vote for it
You gotta vote yes, you have to vote yes.
My understanding that we
Vote no.
went exactly as hoped.
I'll buy you candy bar, you vote no.
Okay, so, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Recycling and waste capital, 9994 budget.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
And about 3 seconds. Any discussion?
We're down.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Have a good
Health
evening.
Department.
Hello.
Hello, lady.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Good.
Didn't we see them last night?
I'm sorry?
202026. You made it. Here's the
Make a
number.
motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion?
Yes. We're just changing the salary line item to reflect what you did yesterday.
Right,
So
right on.
That's all we're doing.
Awesome.
The
So,
maintenance.
Wait a minute, I voted no.
there you go.
You voted no yesterday?
Yeah, I gotta vote no today.
Yeah, I think you do.
You gonna call?
All in favor of the 2020266, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Bob?
Can't stay.
It's actually slightly lower because of the change you just made last night.
Oh,
We just changed it.
give me the new number.
Yeah.
So 2017382.
Well, then I'm gonna vote yes, so.
We got a motion on that?
Motion.
Yes.
Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye to the new number.
Aye.
That's good stuff, real good stuff. And abuse.
I'll make the motion, one down.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor, any discussion?
I got a question, how much of this do we get reimbursed by? Is there any reimbursement?
It's a user-funded program.
Doesn't come from general fund.
Right, I know, but I mean, is it,
It has to pay for,
so the guy actually pays?
yes,
Okay.
Or girl.
monthly.
Well, I'm sorry, the person. I'm
He's
sorry,
consistent.
I'm gender neutral.
He's a consistent
Yeah.
chauvinist.
Yeah.
Yes, they do pay for it.
I'd use the word, and anyway. You got a motion on this?
I think we do.
Okay.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Local health maintenance, 92,710.
Moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Health, tobacco.
Motion.
Second.
Question,
We have a motion and a second. Go with the question.
is this ever gonna run out? I've been here for years, and it seems like it just keeps going.
It does, it's there from tobacco settlement.
Yeah, but how long ago was that, a decade?
The local health maintenance fund started in 1987. The Indiana Local Health Department Trust Account, which we call the tobacco fund, started in 2001.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's been,
And they've been the same amount, actually, since they started. They're with the population-based amount that we get, and they've been the same, and
well, after the vaping settlement, you'll have more money, so,
Addiction continues.
so there will be one of them.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
After them lawyers get a hold of them.
Council budget.
Get them lawyer jokes in there.
So we have the council budget at 212,102. What is your pleasure?
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Now, we took out contractual, right? We don't need that again. Is that correct?
Harold not getting paid?
That's not,
That should be in there, shouldn't it?
that's, he's under
That's
legal.
not Harold. Yeah, what-
He's under legal. We rolled back some money for contractual because we were going to do something.
Yep.
Do we want to keep the contractual in there? What did we have that in there for, Vicki?
That prosecutor's lease,
Yeah,
remember you put it
Yeah.
into your budget.
that's
your
correct.
budget
Hold it
lease.
back.
Yes.
Is there any reason for us to leave any money in contractual this year? Is there anything coming up that,
Not with that lease, no.
I bet we could ask for an additional and we'd approve it.
We'd probably get it.
Yeah.
So 212-102 is the big number.
I'll make the motion.
Motion is second, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Dan,
Dan?
do you want to budget under your?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Can I ask?
Okay.
Yes.
How are we doing, Vicki, running total?
For just the general fund?
Yeah.
Negligible.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gotta be, we gotta be about zero.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you're down 64,000.
There you are, all right. Let's get pizza.
But that's mainly because of.
Because we pulled out 90,000.
Because of what?
We pulled out our 90,000.
We're going down.
We're setting an example.
Yeah.
County council cuts own budget.
Yeah.
So if
Put
you
that in the
did-
paper,
if
anybody
you
for the
do
paper.
that, You're up about 20,000
All right,
now.
we're not done yet.
All right, that's it, guys. Are y'all hanging around for us?
Just sitting there like, go on.
Second.
I didn't hear Devin.